Warning, the following podcast contains explicit potty mouth language. If you don't want to hear words like fuck, shit, or dick, parental advisory is advised. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Round Robin, a bi-weekly podcast where we try to answer the weirdest, strangest, and smartest questions only found on the internet. As always, I am your host, Ryan Neitzey, and on today's episode, I am joined by the lovely Adrienne Civetti.
Ahoy.
Ahoy. Ahoy, matey.
I hate myself, it's fine.
No, why do you hate yourself? We're ahoy. Ahoy?
It was the first thing that came to my mind.
Why? What do you think was the first thing?
I think at heart, I'm just a queer pirate.
That's also a really good band name, I feel.
Queer pirate?
The Queer Pirates?
I mean, that's basically our D&D campaign on Thursday nights. We're all queer pirates.
I guess it's true. Also on the show, coming back to the Robin Roundtable, which is just a thing I made up and it sounds pretty cool, is none other than Greg Leonard. How's it going, Greg? I'm sorry. What?
Okay, that was way better than mine.
What? I don't even know what it was. What was that, Greg?
It was just my old man exhale.
Oh, naturally, of course.
Just, I like to throw that out there every now and then.
Fair enough. Greg, thanks for coming back on. We haven't seen you since episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1 of this season.
Mm-hmm. Episode 1 and episode 5? Or, episode 4?
4. Weren't you episode 1 of the first season?
I was the very first episode.
Ooh, so we got 2 episode 1-ers.
Yeah.
On an episode 4.
On an episode. I don't choose. Greg, I also wanted to mention this because I don't think I told you this.
Okay.
So the reason fate wanted you to be on this episode because last episode, we picked a guest. Adam and Max picked the guest. Hit the randomizer. And it popped up. Next episode's guests were Greg Leonard and Greg Leonard.
Really?
Wow.
So you were on.
You're the chosen one.
So my immediate thing during the thing was trying to figure out how that would work. And then I realized, you know what? Let's just re-roll it. And it came up again, Greg Leonard and Adrienne. So fate really wanted you on here, Greg.
Well, this is a great episode, but no offense, Adrienne, I would really like to see a 2 Greg episode.
Just respond to himself.
A 2 Greg episode would be great.
Leave right
I don't know why. That other Greg is just not dependable. Where is he when we need him?
I try to get him, and he's booked. He's booked till like July.
Everyone wants him.
Yeah.
That one's Gregory. This is Greg.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
There's a huge difference. Well, then let's get right into the show. Introductions aside. Of course, this is Round Robin. We answer questions from the internet and from Gmail questions that you, the audience, can send into roundrobinpod@gmail.com. We take questions from Reddit, Yahoo, and Gmail, and I'll ask Adrienne first. Adrienne, let me have you say either Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail for this first question.
Reddit.
Reddit. Boom. Right into it. 1, 2, or 3?
3.
3. Ooh, nice. Okay. Can I get a name for this person?
Ryan Neitzey.
Ooh, I wrote this in? Ooh, or no, is this another Ryan Neitzey?
Oh, no, it's a complete unrelation.
Complete.
Is he on the guest list?
Can you be your own guest?
No. I don't know how that would work. It would just be me talking to the microphone by myself. Or I clone myself.
I like to imagine Ryan running back and forth on both sides.
Not that it matters because I can't see him. It's
I
only
still
hearing.
set up 3 microphones.
I just run in between.
I can't wait for the Ryan and Donovan episode of Round Robin.
It's just Donovan freaking out.
He's just like, what? He's like, what is happening?
It's like, I'm dizzy.
Or the Ryan and Gregory episode. Greg 2. Oh my gosh. So then Ryan Neitzey, me, myself, and I write, if there's no oxygen in space, how is the sun on fire? Let's take that again. If there's no If there is no oxygen in space, how is the sun on fire? Fully aware of how stupid this question sounds is the description of this question. Adrienne, how is the sun on fire?
I would advise, pulling in, what is his name, Icarus, and flying towards it and figuring out, is it really on fire?
Yeah.
That's
The first, so we'll take it step at a time. We have to first decipher whether or not it's actually on fire.
Is it on fire?
That's the eternal question.
Well, I personally have not tested it. Maybe in this lifetime I will.
How do you go about testing to see whether or not the sun is on fire?
Do you just throw like marshmallows at it and see how toasted they get?
Ooh, I like it. I like it actually. You just throw marshmallows into the sun.
Up at the air.
You devise a marshmallow cannon, supersonic
Don't those
cannon.
exist?
I don't know. What do I look like? NASA over here? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're hoarding all the marshmallow cannons.
They're
Like, instead of
weaponizing.
t-shirt cannons, it's just the jumbo marshmallows.
Oh my god, a t-shirt cannon with a giant marshmallow in there?
Throw it at the sun, see if it toasts. That's how you figure out if it's made out of
So
fire.
then first step first is we have to figure out if the sun is on fire by throwing marshmallows at it and seeing how toasted it can get.
Yeah.
And then from there,
Because if they don't, you know how like if you put it in a microwave, it just expands? So if it just expands.
Greg, did you just burp?
I did.
You stepped away from the microphone to burp, and it was still loud enough that I think I heard it.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
I
It's
didn't
all
want
this
to
talk
do it
about
into the
marshmallow.
microphone.
Yeah. if Greg, you want to interrupt it, so let's assume that the sun is on fire, that Adrienne's theory proves correct. How is it on fire if there's no oxygen?
Right. So I think that the sun maintains its fiery heat from the heat off of my bars.
Your new mixtape dropping this winter.
So your fresh rhymes, your hot tracks, keep the sun aflame.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you give us an example of one of your hot tracks? You know I have to ask.
Well, I've got my classic little Evan Dane couplet from last year.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. I'll just spit that real quick.
Let's Evan Dean, our old teacher that we all used to have, accidentally got hit with a C-stand, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
It was a light stand.
It was a light stand.
light
yeah,
stand.
it popped up.
Got hit in the head by one.
What a day.
And I believe the following weekend, Greg spit this rhyme.
Well, I had these little poetic thoughts about it, and I just thought I'd share that with the group me at large.
Okay.
And so it went a little something like this.
Do you need a beat? Do you need a beat?
No, I'm getting myself into that performer headspace.
Okay, that's fair.
just
That's fair.
Getting myself into the Greg the rapper character.
Greg the
Chance's younger brother.
Screw you, Taylor. It's me.
Oh dang! I can't wait for the Twitter beef feud between Greg the rapper and Taylor Bennett.
I'll take him any day.
Okay, can you hit us with that track?
First name Evan, last name Dane. I just took a steel beam to the brain.
Very strong.
Yeah, that'll power the sun for another 100,000 years.
100,000 years.
What happens when you pass?
Well, on my deathbed, I'm gonna spit as many rhymes as possible,
Just keep the sun going.
just to keep us in good standing for a while.
Can you give us an example of one of your deathbed rhymes?
Oh, I'm dying. I'm about to die. I'm about to go to the cloud in the sky. So that's just an example of like one of the ones I'm gonna do. And
What happens if the beat is like, or you're spitting too much fire?
ooh, well,
Is it like
there's
one of those. That's when solar flares happen.
there, solar flares, and then one day the sun will expand. But it's just that's what it takes to get my bars going. Then is what it is. Such is life.
Such is life. So the sun doesn't catch a flame by oxygen. Oxygen's out of the equation.
No.
It is.
Who needs oxygen when you have MC Oxygen? That's my name.
So it's not Greg the
It's
rapper.
not Greg the rapper.
Well, Greg the rapper is like the rapper, like
That's your alter
you know.
ego.
Yeah, it's like Kendrick Lamar, Kung Fu Kenny, whatnot. And
Oh, of
then,
course.
Like Sasha Fierce.
Okay.
MC Oxygen.
MC Oxygen.
So if is it when it's written out, is it just MCO2?
It's MC, and then it's like whatever the abbreviation is for Oxycontin, and then Gen.
Why Oxycontin?
Well, it's just pills and potions. We overdosing. I'm angry, but I still love you.
Very strong. Very good, Greg.
Thank you.
I feel like that's enough. Adrienne, do you have any other thoughts on this? I think that's
solid.
I think that was pretty solid.
Or just fire.
Or just straight up fire. I don't want to power the sun for too much longer with any more tracks, unless Greg has another one in him.
Let's move on to the next question. Hurdy dirty dur. My Smith and Wesson.
Okay, that one maybe wasn't as strong.
That was only 100 years.
That was only 100 years.
Yeah,
maybe.
just 100, 102. That's how it goes.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
They're not all super hot fire.
They're not all gems.
Well,
So let's move on to the next question. Greg, Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail?
Yahoo.
Ooh, Yahoo. 1, 2, or 3?
1.
Ooh, 1. Can I get a name for this person?
I'm gonna go with Bernie Bernstein.
Ooh, solid.
Stay topical.
Bernie Bernstein. Okay, didn't expect that one. Bernie Bernstein writes, "How do you make a love potion?"
Oh.
Ooh, how do you make a love potion? Okay, there's this girl I like, and I think this is the last hope, so please help me.
Oh.
Okay, it started off sweet, but the ending there was a little creepy.
So,
Adrienne's just baffled. Greg, Greg, you're not when you're not spitting hot rhymes. You are wooing ladies left and right.
yeah, whether
Can
it's
confirm.
Can't confirm.
whether it's hot bars or hot women, it's just I'm the king.
The king. So you may have dabbled in making a love potion. So how do you make one?
How do you make a love potion?
Yes.
Well, it's a very complicated process.
Okay.
Obviously, there's obviously you can't have it be like too hot because then like how's she gonna swallow it?
Okay.
You don't want her to burn her throat.
Mhm.
She's not gonna
You're
love you.
You're talking
then.
about the love potion, correct? Okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
making that clear.
Yeah, and if it's too cold, same problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so temperature is very important. You got to make sure it's mixed right.
Okay.
Because I got nothing, dude. I was not ready for this question.
Okay, then let's go over to Adrienne. Adrienne, how do you make a love potion?
Well, you said
When-
love
when-
potion, and I'm just thinking about Lord Voldemort.
Why are you thinking of Lord Voldemort?
He was born from a love potion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's
Is that
why he
true?
can't feel love.
Interesting.
Yeah, but also it
All
was
the-
because I was watching Chamber of Secrets today, and Tom Riddle, aka Voldemort, is hot.
Ooh,
I would fall in love with that man.
can he power the sun?
Oh yes, he's that hot.
Can he spit bars?
He is the Dark Lord. He can do whatever he wants.
So Voldemort was born of a love potion, but that it causes someone to not feel love. Is that what it was?
It was his mom put a love potion on his dad,
Ooh.
and then he was conceived, and then he was born.
He was born.
Because that's what happens after.
Did they
usually after someone's conceived.
Did they talk about in the movie or the books or anything about how she went about making a love potion?
I'm not entirely sure.
Ooh, not entirely sure. Greg, did Greg know? Do you know, Greg?
Well, I seem to remember also in, I think it was the 6th book / movie, there was the issue of then I don't know if I should spoil
No,
it.
you
No,
can
do
go
it.
ahead.
Go
ahead.
for it.
So
It's
there's a
been out
plot
for a couple
line in
years.
the 6th book where they're all sort of in that pubescent stage where a bunch of girls are trying to like secretly love potion Harry through like chocolates and stuff.
Yes, I do remember that
Interesting.
actually.
And
Wait,
then
through chocolates?
yeah, and there's like I believe there was one potions class or whatever where they like have to make one for a competition.
Make a love potion for a competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah. I don't remember the actual recipe for it, but it's out there.
But it
like,
exists.
JK will hit you up.
Ooh.
JK. I do remember in like season 4 of Smallville, there's an episode where they have a love potion, and it's in the Gatorade that they give to the football players. So Gatorade is one of the ingredients.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in there.
So Gatorade, it's all those electrolytes.
All those.
You need those electrolytes.
Get those pumping.
So let's just go down what we think could be in that love potion.
I'm sure straight pheromones.
Straight pheromones. Gatorade, which it actually might be the Gatorade.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, just for surefire attraction, you're gonna need Axe body spray. I mean, that's not even a question.
It's on the it's on the bottle. It's
Yeah.
on the label.
I mean, how else?
So we got Gatorade, straight pheromones, Axe body spray. We're just turning a douche, a jock guy.
Yeah,
Axe body sprays for the junior love potions. For the more
Ooh.
advanced ones, it's Old Spice.
Oh, it's Old Spice.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
love.
Okay. What else is in a love potion besides Axe body spray / Old Spice, Gatorade, straight pheromones?
Well, then I think it sort of comes from you, like different love potions for different folks. Like, it's got to be like whatever it is that symbolizes you. It's got to be in there.
Greg would just throw his mixtape in.
Yeah.
So in Greg's love,
Bars.
so in Greg's love potion, you got Axe body spray, or is it Old Spice?
Old Spice, because I'm a god.
Fair enough. Old Spice, Gatorade, straight pheromones, your mixtape.
A literal cassette, no like CD, thumb drive. Whatnot.
Maybe just a strand of your beard.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be kind of hard. It's like pure acid. So that might throw off the imbalance, but you could try it. You could have to offset it with like
So if that's
something super basic.
if your beard is very acidic, then what of Greg, Adrienne, would alleviate that acidity? How do we get something basic of Greg? What's the most basic Greg thing you know?
That's hard. Nothing about Greg is basic.
Ooh, the worst part. Greg is just an enigma of
He's just
of
the
exotic
complete opposite
taste.
of basic,
You just
which would be acidic. Don't touch him. He's straight acid. He's not even fire at this point.
he's just
You heard it here first, ladies. Don't touch me. I'm acid.
nothing more appealing than someone being
And literally appealing.
oh, there's just
Oh,
acid
wow.
seeping out of you.
Dude, acid rap. I
Good
got the
mixtape.
juice.
You got. That's what he's talking about. He's just making. Chance the Rapper is just making a mixtape about Greg Leonard.
Yeah. You don't need to worry about me dying for the sun to go. Chance will keep going.
That's true. That's true. Interesting. Greg, you are a man of impressions. Did not expect a Chance the Rapper impression there.
Well, I'm yeah.
I'm yeah. I think on that note, we should just take it to commercial break. We'll see everyone when we get back. See ya.
So
Round one, pod. Round one, pod. Round one, pod. Round one, pod.
Hey guys, this is Donovan,
This is Ryan.
and I mean, realistically, this could be the last time you ever hear from me,
That is true.
because one, Ryan's randomizer hates me,
Of course.
and I'll never be on the show.
Well, that's not my fault, but I mean,
I
it's
blame you.
interesting.
Two, I'm still locked in this cage
Uh huh.
for what, at least 2 more days?
At least 2 more days. Why is it 2 more days, Donovan?
Because 2 more days, that is when our Indiegogo campaign ends, and hopefully we'll be fully funded.
An Indiegogo campaign for An Arrow in Flight is Motionless. It is a short film that Donovan and I and, as you heard last episode, Adam and Maxwell, a bunch of people that are on this show are making, coming out at some point in the future.
Yeah.
It is a short film called An Arrow in Flight is Motionless. It's a surrealist drama. What that means is if you ever seen Twin Peaks, kind of like that, where it's like the basic plot you kind of get, but then there's this next layer of like, what is happening?
It's like an onion. What's up?
How so?
It smells.
Well, you wouldn't be able to tell that.
I can't smell.
Yes.
I blame the cage that I've been locked in.
Well, the cage
I
is
can't
not-
see anymore either.
Well, that's not my fault.
It's taking away my senses.
Well, if you want Donovan's senses back, donate away. We have 2 days left of this campaign, so please donate now. We have 2 days left, people. We want to make this the best film it possibly can. And we don't have David Lynch, Twin Peaks, Showtime, whatever, ABC, whatever that first channel was on money. We don't have Donald Glover money. We don't have Darren Aronofsky, Black Swan money. We're students. And we want to make a student film that is the best student film in the world. And to do that, we have 2 days for you to donate your funds to An Arrow in Flight is Motionless. Help us make our dreams a reality. Like letting Donovan out of his cage.
Help.
Round one, pod. Round one, pod. Round one, pod. Round one, pod.
And Jesus Christ, Greg. We are back from commercial. Greg immediately placed down his mug as soon as I started talking. Greg, you just have the wondrous capability of interrupting me as soon as I'm about to start talking.
Yeah, I'm like an interrupting cow.
Interrupting.
Moo!
So, Adrienne, how's it going?
I'm just in shock to be in the presence of Gregory himself.
That's the third one.
Yeah, that's
There's
the
Greg,
persona.
there's
Greg.
Gregory, and there's Gregory. Okay, well let's get back into it with answering some questions. Adrienne, I believe it's your turn. Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail?
Let's go with Gmail.
Ooh, Gmail. 1, 2, or third.
Ooh, gotta go with 3 again.
Ooh, going 3 again. Going back-to-back 3s. Interesting to say the least. Can I get a name for this person?
MC Oxygen.
Ooh, MC Oxygen is in the house, and they want to know. This is actually I guess a movie question. In Beauty and the Beast, do you think anyone wanted to stay as an object instead of turning back into a human?
Oh, for sure.
For sure, Adrienne. Did anyone in Beauty and the Beast want to stay as an object?
Personally, I was in that movie. I don't know if you saw me.
Really?
Yeah.
What object were you?
I was one of the forks.
Okay.
So
Oh.
you don't really see me,
Mm-hmm.
but I was there.
You were probably in the scene of Be Our Guest.
Oh, for sure.
Be Our Guest. Put your service to the test.
Put our service to the test.
How dare you? How dare you besmirch me on my show? Okay, so you were a fork. Did you want? So you're saying that you wanted to stay as a fork?
Who wouldn't?
Apparently, a lot of the people in Beauty and the Beast.
I just personally think that some people are better off as objects. That sounds terrible.
Wow.
As-
Wow, Adrienne.
I take it back. I take everything back.
Dark.
Okay, so Adrienne Civetti quote.
No.
Some people prefer to stay as should be objects.
I'd say that's right on par with like the first episode I was on, and James said that people are basically dogs.
Oh my god.
That's not much better.
Never objectify a person. Never mind. Everybody turn back to a human now.
Okay, Greg, do you think anyone in Beauty and the Beast wanted to stay as an object? Like the operatic closet.
I was thinking about the piano.
Here's
Ooh,
what
the
I was
piano.
thinking. I think Cogsworth wanted to stay an object, and that was why he kept sabotaging their relationship.
Okay, wait.
Oh.
Deep fan theory.
Yes.
That's a good fan theory, actually.
He wanted Beast for himself.
Wild.
Even deeper fan theory. Do you have any evidence supporting this?
Give him that clock cock. I don't know. I don't have anything else.
Not really evidence, just another statement. I feel, but I won't take it. I won't take
Sounds
it.
like a tagline for their porno.
I don't want to watch that.
Well, you're just closed-minded.
That would be bestiality. Even though,
He's not a person.
yeah, even though he's an object,
Mm-hmm,
it would still be considered bestiality, right?
Having
It's-
sex with the beast, almost certainly.
It's like that video of the turtle humping the shoe.
Yeah,
It's just like,
some turtle somewhere just got intrigued by that noise.
That's the mating call, as well as the sex noise.
Besides the sexual aspect of it, I do really like the theory of Cogsworth wanting to stay as a clock.
Yes.
yeah.
The
Because-
beginning half of your statement,
He'll always
I stand behind.
he'll
Yes.
always know what the time is. That's so useful.
That is
Well, he-
very useful.
If he looks in a mirror. Otherwise, it's like,
Did he ever feel it though? Well, I'm trying to remember from the movie if he ever like
I don't
felt
think he
it.
feels
when he
it, but
moves.
sometimes when he like freaks out, it goes in front of his eyes. Like, does that obstruct him?
Oh, yeah. What happens if it's like dead on in front of his eyes and all he can see are just the arms of the clock?
For that
the
minute,
hands.
he's like,
What is he like, Adrian?
It's not as funny through the audio medium, but
I like the audio version of that. Just you saying nonchalantly, ah. You sound like we're at the dentist.
I hate when you're at the dentist and they try to have a full blown conversation with
It's
you.
the worst.
And they have their hands in your mouth and you can't. But you know that game.
Okay,
That-
no, go on.
That game where you have to put like the mouthpiece in and you have to try to say a tongue twister and people have to guess what you're saying.
Never played before, but interested.
Okay, well, one of my cousin's fiancés, she's a dentist. And so whenever we play with her, she gets it right away.
Really?
You can say the most twisted thing and she'll be like, "Oh." And it's yeah, she just knows because she's had practice understanding people when they can't speak properly.
So like saying like the most like twisted thing, like saying that I don't know, a bunch of people should stay as objects.
Moving on. Gregory,
I love the quiver in your voice, just like it's fine.
I take it back.
It's
No
really
one
funny.
should be treated as an object.
Yes, unless you are a object in Beauty and the Beast, because that's your.
No, there's still people,
That's not true.
Ryan.
It is really weird because that movie is about like just, or I guess it is coming to terms that like not everyone is an object. They are human, after all.
Don't put the blame on them.
Yeah, blame it on that old hag of a woman to.
Did you just call someone a hag?
She was
Ryan,
an actual witch.
Ryan.
Ryan is
Respect
so
women.
not PC.
You called people objects. How dare you? Greg's the only good one here. You did say clock it cock. So
Yeah, I mean that's just like if you've got a clock gun, what do you do when you want to shoot? You clock cock it.
ew.
Ding dong.
Ding
Ding
dong.
dong.
What's that? Yeah, like a clock.
Ding dong is a doorbell.
Ding
All right,
dong.
well, do your best clock noise, Adrian.
Wouldn't it be TikTok?
That's no, but like on the hour. You guys are haters.
Oh Jesus, Greg. Let's move on to the next question. Did we answer this question? Sure.
Sure,
Yeah, some
yeah,
people did. Not everyone, but some people probably. Like
Cogsworth or Adrian? We said.
The fork that you don't see at all.
Yes. Greg, Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail?
I'm gonna go with Reddit.
Ooh, back to Reddit. Right? 1 or 2. My mistake. 1 or 2.
Number 1.
Ooh, number 1. Greg, is that number 1 again?
Yes, I make a point of never picking number 2.
Why?
I'm not a fan.
Is it because it's shit?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Can I get a name for this person?
I'm gonna name him Gregory.
Gregory. Ooh, this is Gregory?
He'll be involved in this episode whether he likes it or not.
He tried avoiding us.
Take that, Gregory.
Rule breaker never works.
Gregory Leonard writes. I assume it's Leonard, correct?
Yes.
Or is he just like Prince, where it's just Gregory?
Nah, it's Gregory.
Oh, interesting. Gregory writes, if you pump helium up your ass, will your farts be high-pitched? Huh. If you pump helium up your butthole, Greg, will your farts, if I then farted after pumping helium up my butt, would my farts be high-pitched?
I think they would, but I would like to counter that question with another question.
Interesting. Bold move. Let's see how it plays out, Cotton.
If you pumped helium up your butt, would your butt inflate and then fly away?
Interesting.
Well,
Interesting. Adrienne?
would that happen, or would it get stuck in you and like a part of you would inflate?
What do you mean? The helium gets stuck in you?
Yeah, well, because think about it. Like when you suck in helium in your mouth,
Of course.
there's only like you hold it in your mouth, so there's only so far that it can go.
Uh-huh.
But if you're pumping it up your butt,
It's going into your organs, I guess.
Ooh, then you have overinflated organs.
So you'd get like wider. You'd inflate like
you-
Beauregard.
like what's her name in Willy Wonka?
Yeah, Violet.
Yeah,
Violet
Violet.
Beauregard. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's what he just said. I'm stupid.
I couldn't think of the first name.
That works.
Teamwork.
So you put a bunch of helium into Violet, which is why was she? Oh no, because she ate a berry thing.
Yeah.
But if
It
you
was
put
the gum.
it was a gum. Well,
It was the blueberry pie. Was the reason she was a
Yeah, it was
That's
the
what it
three-course dinner gum, and it ended with the blueberry pie.
that's what it was. That was the
Silly
new movie.
Willy.
Was that the first movie
That
as
was
well?
the first
That
one.
was the first
And
one.
in the book.
And in the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah. So all of everywhere.
Every
It
iteration.
is canon.
It is canon that
It's
she is
in
a
there.
blueberry.
The only thing that really switches up between them is how Veruca goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Instead of,
Sometimes
the
it's
goose or the
goose or
squirrel.
squirrels.
which I feel like I don't understand why they switched it from geese to squirrels.
Well, it was
Geese are more
squirrels
expensive.
in the book, I
Interesting.
believe, and then they made it to geese for the Gene Wilder movie, and then the Tim Burton was like, "Nah, we're going back to squirrels." And then,
is that your Tim Burton impression?
yeah, it's just angry Southern dude, just like, "Yeah, we're going back to squirrels. I want squirrels. Fuck the geese."
Interesting. So going back to the question at hand.
All right.
So if you took Violet instead of Blueberry, whatever she was, and put her up with helium, so she's now a giant ball of a human,
Yeah.
and then you just got a bunch of Oompa Loompas to just jump on top of her all at one time, would the excretion, which is, I don't know if that's a word, sounds like a word, excretion of gas from her butthole be high-pitched?
Well, yeah, it would, and I think also it wouldn't all go out her butthole. Some of it would come out of her mouth, and she would like burp high pitched.
Ooh.
So it would come out of her at both
Intriguing.
sides. I wonder which side would be a higher note. Probably the butt, because it'd be more in
It's a
that
smaller
area.
hole, probably.
Yeah.
I imagine that the butt would make the noise of a balloon that's like flying around a room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then what would the mouth be?
It would just be a high pitched scream.
Oh, scary.
Yeah.
She's trying to scream, but it's just all helium.
But like it doesn't sound like her voice, so it's still weird.
No, it's like the chipmunks from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Specifically Theodore.
Oh, Theodore. Who's your favorite chipmunk?
Theodore.
Oh, of course, Greg.
Theodore's the little one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
the Jesse McCartney one.
Of course. It's
I
Theodore.
forgot he was voiced by Jesse McCartney.
Every great character is voiced by Jesse McCartney.
Name 5 great
I
characters.
can name 3.
Okay,
Okay. Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
of course.
JoJo from Horton Hears a Who.
Interesting.
And the blonde fairy, pixie, whatever he is from, I think he's a fairy, from Tinkerbell. I forget his name, but he's Tinkerbell's like boyfriend-ish, kind of.
Interesting.
It's implied.
Interesting. So what would happen? So Alvin and Chipmunk has.
Oh wait, I can name a fourth. He was Nightwing in Teen Titans.
There we go. So if you got Alvin and Chipmunks, put a bunch of helium
Young
in them.
Justice, that's what it was, not Teen Titans. I hate myself. It's
That's
fine.
fair.
Go
You're
ahead.
fine. So if you got Alvin the Chipmunk or Theodore or whichever chipmunk, to put a bunch of helium in their body and they're balled up like a tiny basketball.
It's a dog whistle.
It's an inaudible, high-pitched noise.
All the dogs are coming to the yard.
They're just gonna start barking.
No, you know how milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard?
Yeah.
Alvin's scream brings all the dogs to the yard.
And they're like,
Woof.
woof, woof. That's to be an amazing feat to see. I think we actually have time for one more question. Ooh, the very rare, sometimes very unseen, almost all the time unseen, fifth question for round robin. On this one, we will do, I believe it is Adrienne's turn to pick Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail. So Adrienne, Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail?
Yahoo.
Yahoo. And then Greg, can you give me 1, 2, or no, 2 or 3? Because you already did 1.
3.
3. Then Adrienne.
I don't like the number 2.
He really doesn't. Adrienne, then can you give me the first name, and Greg, can you give me the last name?
Okay.
So like a report card, we'll have Greg go first.
Last name, Sneed.
Sneed. First name?
Gavin
Sneed. Griffin Sneed's brother.
Yeah.
That's a reference to the 72-hour film festival film. A lot of films in there.
Yeah.
72-hour film festival, Stevie U Film Festival that Adrienne was involved with.
That you started.
That I starred in.
And I show stole in.
Yes. Called Storytime, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Or if you're fancy, Storidomy.
Storidomy.
It's one word.
Which I believe I joked that is Eurydice's brother, Storidomy.
Oh, I like it.
Yes.
And not only did it win, it got fan favorite.
Yes.
Go look it up.
Go look it up. It's on Vimeo, I know for certain.
It is.
Vimeo.
If you look up Stevie U 72 Film Festival Storytime, I believe would be.
That's a lot to look up.
It's a lot to look up, but it's definitely worth the view. It's a 72-hour film festival, so you got what you had to do. You had like your certain requirements to hit 72
Genre
hours.
and challenge.
Genre and challenge.
You
challenge and
Sean Connery?
Sean Connery. And then 72 hours later, you had a complete short film, a 3 to 5 minute short film, which is an impressive feat by any means. So going back to the question, Gavin Sneed writes, "What incantations work best for summoning Jesus?"
Jesus, that's a new one.
Do a little more description. I need a spell that will summon a Jesus to do my bidding.
A Jesus.
A
Very
single-
keyword.
Not
there.
I
one
think
Jesus
just
in
walk
particular.
into a like community building, like it could be a school, could be a church of some kind, just any community building, and yell Jesus, and the first person to turn around, there you go.
That's him.
That's him.
That's a
you
Jesus.
You found yourself a Jesus.
It could. I mean,
literally.
maybe this question is asking for a Jesus because maybe they just didn't know that where the accent was. They just left it off.
Yeah, I mean, and who doesn't want a Jesus in their life?
No one I know.
I work with a Jesus, but he only works on Sundays.
Huh.
That's accurate.
It's the Jesus day.
Yeah, because his dad is resting,
Fair
so
enough.
he has to take up
So
the
he has to
workload.
take it. Oh, that makes sense. What does he do?
He's cashier
Okay,
at a grocery store.
so he's not a carpenter or sells fish
no, he's a.
or whatever else a Jesus would do.
That's racist.
I'm sorry. It's what the Bible taught me. A little more description. It's for a good cause. They say he's the most powerful spirit to set foot on the planet, even more powerful than a Balrog. And I like to
A
cure
what?
cancer. I'm,
A Balrog?
of course, right now preferably. Does anyone know any good incantations that summon Jesus and manifest him in a form in which he will answer direct questions with correct answers? Greg,
Right.
incantations. What works best for summoning Jesus?
Okay, so I know of one way, but it's kind of, it's not without consequence. It's just what I want to say, preface it. So the way I know it best is you walk into your local Hobby Lobby and or Chick-fil-A,
Of course.
and you shout, I want birth control. And then
Yes.
Jesus comes down, and then he kicks you to hell.
Interesting.
So he can't really help you, but he's there.
He's there for.
He will show
You
up.
summoned him.
You will see him for about a minute before he punts you into the 300 pit straight to hell.
You've called down the thunder, and now you got it.
You've got the lightning. Interesting. So you're saying go into Hobby Lobby and or Chick-fil-A.
Well, I guess Chick-fil-A, it's slightly different. Chick-fil-A, you walk in and you yell, I'm gay and I want a job. And then they do not. Then Jesus comes.
So you got Twitter beef with Taylor Bennett, Hobby Lobby, and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering this correctly.
Yeah, I'm willing to take the heat, you know.
Yeah, you will be because you'll be going punted straight to hell by Jesus himself.
I'm just telling it like it is.
And telling it like it is saying, that's fair enough. Adrienne, any other, what do you think, incantations for summoning Jesus?
Well,
Besides Jesus.
on a different subject.
Oh, in different subject. Hit me with a different subject.
I just am picturing Gregory down in hell meeting Lucifer and being like, hey, yo, Lucy, this is nothing. I am the reason the sun is on fire.
Oh, I
and
see how
trying
this is.
to basically looking at Lucifer himself and saying, I am decapitated now.
So
I will make hell hotter than it could ever be before.
wow, you're your own hype man too. So instead of a devil went down to Georgia scenario, the only way for Greg to escape hell is
it's
rap
to become
battle.
Satan himself.
is to beat Satan in a rap battle.
Dude, I can do it.
Greg, can you to send us to the guest portion of this episode, can you hit us with 2 tracks off your opening line for the the Satan versus Greg Leonard rap battle?
Yo, Satan, you're some trash. Your horns look like an ass. So that's the first one.
You rhyme trash with ass?
Yeah?
Bold.
I mean,
He's
yeah.
an innovator.
Bars.
You end every one of your rhymes with the word bars, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Very good.
How else are they going to know? You know? Gotta let them know.
You gotta let them know where the bars are. Okay, well, let's get into the very last portion of this episode. That was a very, very fine episode. And now we have to discover the guests for the next episode, episode 5. In doing so, like we said already on past episodes, how we pick it is that we have a list of people that would love to be on the show that we've had in the past. And I will have them on this list. And will be generated when either Adrienne or Greg press a button, and then that list will create the guests for next week's episode. I really butchered that intro.
Say guess one more time and list.
Guest lists. So that's fine. But that you've heard in other episodes. It's fine. So we have the list right here, and one of you have to do is press enter, and then we will discover who will be on the round robin episode 5. So Adrienne has pressed enter. It is loading. The screen is loading. Next episode, it's happened again, just like Greg Leonard. It's happened again. Is the duo James Robinson and James Robinson? I can't believe it's happened twice in a row. So Adrienne pressed it before. Greg, can you press it again? Maybe we can find someone to duo with James. Last I checked, the second James is vacationing in Guam with Gregory.
Yes. I'll just go ahead and press this right now.
Yeah, go for it. It is loading. Round Robin episode 5 will be... another return. 2 returns. Maxwell Collins and Evan Bowen.
Ooh.
Very interesting. Maxwell Collins is on episode 3, so literally last episode he was on. And Evan Bowen will be on episode 1, the very first episode. This guest does not want any new people. I don't know. So yeah. So next episode, next bye week, we will have Max and Evan back on this season of Round Robin.
Max and Evan's Awesome Times.
Classic, nice reference. Maxwell and Evan's Awesome Times. Until then, we will see everyone next time. Goodbye.
Round one in pod. Round one in pod.
I would like to thank Adrienne Civetti and Greg Leonard for coming onto the show, especially Greg for coming on the show a second time. I don't know what is happening with this computer, and this computer just loves having repeat guests on all the time. It is very interesting. I don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, we do know what happens next. Next episode's Max and Evan. But until then, right now, I'm thanking Adrienne Civetti and Greg Leonard for having a hilarious episode. Artwork was created by Kayla Zuromski, and equipment was provided by Wild Stings Radio Studio at Stevenson University. And if you have any weird or smart questions or find any from Reddit Yahoo, send them in to roundrobinpod@gmail.com. We need more questions. Please send them in. Please send your questions, your needs, your queries, your needs for advice, because we're desperately low on Gmail questions. So please send them in to roundrobinpod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @roundrobinpod, and you can also review the show on iTunes, leaving a 5-star review. It helps more people listen to the show, more people find the show by having a bunch of 5-star reviews. Well, we would greatly appreciate it here, or I would greatly appreciate it if you can drop a little 5-star review. Spend the time out of your day and do drop a 5-star review on iTunes. It helps people find the show. I mean, if you love the show, you want more people to listen to the show, so do that. As always, I am Ryan Neitzey. Thank you so much for listening to Round Robin. Next episode comes out January 18th. Until then, folks, stay smartish.